All right, here we are. In the October season, look at that. We're already in the Halloween mode, and we already have a horror story for you. There's 5 locks on the door, and Maya's not going to be able to get out now unless we get all rid of the 5 of these locks. And we have no idea how they got there, but the last person that we saw before the to be continued was Iris. Does Iris have something to do with it? Is Phoenix's former love interest gonna make an appearance again? We don't know. Oh, we're all gonna find out more on this episode of Friday Night Phoenix. Here we go.
Right. Is this what Godot was talking about?
Yeah, the trick locks.
Now then, Iris. Please remove these at once.
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible for me.
What?
During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. And I know that there was only one lock when I last came here.
So, you're saying that you can't undo the new locks? Yes.
If only I was stronger.
Yeah, if you weren't such a little baby boy that you were crying over an earthquake. Still the little baby after all these years. Looks like nothing has changed. Wow, Phoenix, you had to deal with a baby and a princess in court. Man, what kind of man are you? Finally, I come along and I give you your biggest challenge yet.
I didn't say that.
Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face.
Like you're the one to talk with your face all green.
Oh, Alex is saying hi to you, Circus.
I think she went to get food.
Oh, bad timing then.
Miles Edgeworth, go and get some for air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm perfectly... Ugh.
But don't tell me what sort of mistakes you can make in your current state. Go and get some rest. That's your only concern now, Miles Edgeworth.
Understood. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here.
Oh, look, it's the little rugrat. Edgeworth. He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in a corner of the garden. Like the baby he is, Trite. Shut up, Godo.
Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. That said, one must have pride to be efficient on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm going to stay here and see if I can't help solve these bothersome puzzles.
I see. Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things, Iris?
No, not at all.
Wow, Trite. I have to admit, it was like you were dating each other at one point. That's right. Well, who was more of the baby in bed? Was it him or was it you? It's an antique dresser.
Don't you dare open it, Phoenix Wright.
Now I know how Maya feels when I tell her not to touch things.
What a pity. It's just full of old clothes for the acolytes.
I thought we weren't opening it.
From the prosecutor's office, I could do anything.
Yeah, you can do anything except stand up to a 9-year-old girl.
Oh, God.
I got my food.
Yay.
Finally!
Yeah, and here all the while your partner was over here saying hi, and you were like, "Oh, time for food."
Well, you can tell the fucking chat. I was acting like something out of that Snickers commercial.
One with Betty White?
Any of them.
Robin Williams. This door. When I was here earlier, there was only one lock, but now there's 5 of them.
Those chains. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cavern. I've never seen locks quite like these before.
I have. I've seen locks and chains just like these before. They look just like the ones that guard a person's secrets during a psyche lock. I wonder if these locks are guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cavern. Why did you make
it before?
Why did you make a
Never mind.
Why did you make a run for it, Iris?
I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquake we had. I was so worried. I just had to come and see. In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law. At least we're clear on that. I can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw that the sacred cavern was all right, but... But what? Then I saw these chains here. I saw all these extra locks that someone had put on the sacred cavern's door, and... Who in the world would do something like this?
Someone evil. Evil!
These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Kurain tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who can set the lock can open it. And you aren't the one who set these locks?
I don't think it's that simple, Franziska von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow, there's 5 of them.
What does that mean?
It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more, and they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks. The first one.
Yes, that's correct. What?
Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any way around this?
Well, like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them. But it would take time, won't it? Yes, about a day, if I had to guess.
A whole day?
Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us? Sure, I'll do whatever I can.
We've got to wait another day? Hang in there, Maya. You're going to have to call on your inner strength now. In sub-frozen temperatures. Use all the strength that you have. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get.
And what might that be, Phoenix Wright?
I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room at Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident, but you were seen that same evening at the Inner Temple. And then, you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple too.
Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and in the Inner Temple, as if you were.
Well, Iris,
Well,
I think it's about time you told us the truth. I didn't do it.
Oh no, not this shit again.
I knew it. There's something going on here that we don't know about. Well, we'll just have to come back and try to break the lock some other time. The cops are still combing the place. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's gotta be a tough job. Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time.
Where's... Yo.
Oh, did Soph leave?
Here, I'll do it. How could I have done that?
Aren't you eating?
Hey, I only ate half the sandwich. Shush.
Oh, wow, you already devoured half of it already.
Yeah,
Yep.
half of the hoagie.
Yep, I'm starving.
Wow, I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth?
Ah!
Hey, don't you dare run away.
What do you want, Wright?
What do I want?
If you came here to laugh at me, then get on with it.
Wait, hold on.
Go on.
Did you?
La-
What?
Go on. What?
What?
Oh, fuck.
Go on, laugh away.
I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth.
Oh,
You-
oh
Laugh
shit,
it out,
come
Wright.
on!
Laugh it the fuck right out.
No, I was gonna give you a hug, but, sorry, dude. I guess you're not a hugging man, but then I should know. You barely even hugged me during our marriage. You went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris.
Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible.
A little lantern, a little statue. It's small, but the whole place is incredibly well kept.
There's just one thing that's troubling me. Everything else is covered in snow or frozen over. But the ice in this bowl has been broken by someone.
Maybe one of the detectives washed their face in it or something?
Don't be ridiculous, right? No detective would be that careless at a crime scene. Not even
Edge.
Gumshoe.
Oh. He's really angry. I better not say it was Gumshoe or his salary's gonna pay.
Oh, right.
There's a charm or something poking out from the snow. It looks pretty old. There's a leather cord tied to it, too.
It belonged to the victim, we're sure of that now. It's going in the evidence room once the investigation is over, so hands off, Wright.
You don't need to tell me that.
Well, our dear friend Larry just tried to steal it when no one was looking.
He probably just wanted something to remember his esteemed teacher by. Well, actually, I was gonna sell it on eBay. eBay existed at this time, right? Of course it did. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
Out of here, butt, you asshole.
These are torches of the naked flame variety. I guess you need all the light you can get up here in the mountains.
According to Detective Gumshoe, they were lit on the night of the murder.
Well, Maya was training up here, so there's nothing strange about that.
Except... apparently they don't light those torches for training sessions.
Huh?
I heard that too much light isn't conductive to spiritual training.
Conductive? What is spiritual training an actual train? Choo-choo!
Hold on, let me... I hear that too much light isn't conducive to spiritual training.
Oh,
Shoot, shoot, motherfucker. Shoot,
I didn't
shoot.
know that.
At least I didn't have a Freudian slip.
Yeah, like penis. Penis.
Why is this the only area with no snow?
Someone must have cleared it away. What other explanation is there? Of course, I played the what-if game as well. When I asked our trusty bungler, Detective Gumshoe, he said it wasn't him.
And then he started singing the entire Shaggy song.
It wasn't me.
And then I waited until he was done with that and said, Gumshoe, that's coming out of your paycheck. Because now we gotta pay royalties.
Oh god, now I want to sing that song as Gumshoe for karaoke night. I suppose Edgeworth has a point. Whoever cleared the snow away must have had a reason to do so. I just can't imagine what that reason could be.
I suppose you've noticed that Maya's name is written on this lantern.
It's pretty hard to miss, you know.
It's written in Miss Donham's blood. She was probably forced up against the lantern by the killer. Then, with her back against the lantern, she wrote that name with her finger. That's why it's written upside down.
You think the victim wrote this herself?
Isn't that the obvious conclusion?
But why would she write Maya's name?
I don't think that's something I want to discuss with you.
Thanks a lot.
I echo my Zono did something with that too.
You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the garden here, huh?
There's a high chance this is the actual scene of the crime. That's why.
You mean because of the writing in blood and the talisman in the snow?
Exactly. As you know, those things couldn't have been planted here after the murder.
But surely you don't suspect Maya, do you?
We have to treat everyone as a suspect. Maya, as well as Iris. It's our job, right?
What
So,
a girl.
I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes.
No. Though thankfully my nightmares have stopped. But still, the ground gives even the slightest tremor. I find myself short of breath.
17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse.
Oh, we got a flashback to this.
Aww, baby Edgeworth.
Yes, I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who is a defense attorney. We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. That single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself.
It's been more than 17 years now. And that case was finally resolved 2 years ago, right?
You think I don't know that? I was there, but it was such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, Wright. There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake. And not after you saved me.
Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think, so no more of this self-pity, okay?
There's something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before.
So you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file?
Yes. I checked over every case file I'd ever worked on. And I was right. Not Phoenix Wright, but still Wright. I'm sorry, I had to do that joke. I'd seen her face before, 6 years ago.
6 years ago?
It was my first appearance in court. And as cases go, it was my worst nightmare.
So, who is she?
I'm sorry, Wright. I can't give that information away to a member of the general public.
What? Why not? It might be the crucial piece of the puzzle that solves this case.
The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple. And neither did the case.
Even though the crime took place right at the same bridge.
No. That woman is completely unrelated to this murder.
Unrelated?
Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. Why is that in red?
I don't know. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew.
Is that your attorney's badge? Interesting. I never imagined I'd ever see you wearing one of these, Wright.
It's because of you that I became one, Edgeworth. Not that I have any regrets. I really don't. If you're trying to say thanks, you could start by saying it a bit louder.
Oh, I do have eyebrows, okay. Sorry. Another victim we know nothing about, same as always. I hope you'll tell me if you know something about our mystery woman, right?
I know that Elise Stoneham was no ordinary visitor to the temple, but her true identity could be a useful weapon for the defense, and I can't give that away just like that.
Okay, so it's in the middle of the fight. Iris gave that to you, didn't she?
Yes, and it really works. It helped my fever go down quicker. I'm sure of it.
So you say. But your face is as white as a sheet, and sweat is running down your cheek. Anyway, it seems to me like there's something going on between the two of you.
Jealous, Edgy?
Oh.
In your dreams, right?
Oh, yeah.
Why am I going Australian?
You're so jealous you went into another accent. Actually, I don't know exactly why, but there's something about Iris that just tugs at me. I can't figure out whether I feel like I know her or don't know her at all. It's really weird.
Get that piece of filth out of my face.
You're still mad, huh, Edgeworth?
I know a thing or two about Larry Butts, just like you. We both know he likes to act up. This, even he couldn't make something like this up. If this is what he drew, then this is what he saw.
Or you could bake mushrooms.
As unbelievable as it may seem.
What kind
I
of
know.
thing, though?
The psychedelic kind.
I know. That's what I think, too.
Every single fucking time I see that guy, he's in it up to his neck.
I knew it. Edgeworth's still mad as a hornet at Larry.
Any hornet, right? The John Wick Hornet. Have you heard of it before?
I've heard of
It
Green
remembers
Hornet.
what your face looks like. It can survive underwater.
Okay.
Kill a killer bee.
That's not as bad as Green Hornet, but okay. Good.
Or the giant ass Asian hornets either.
I don't know Maya Fey very well. But it seems to me that the girl's always landing herself into trouble.
It seems to me that you know her better than you think.
I do sincerely hope she's going to be alright. It seems Pearl was trapped on this side of the river on the night of the murder.
Did she tell you anything?
Listen, Wright. She's just a kid. I can't force things out of her. You'll have to be the one to find out what she knows.
Yeah, she trusts us. She hates me for some reason.
He's something of a legend, I hear.
More than you, baby boy. Don't say it like you don't know anything about him. Tell me what you know.
It's a bit strange, actually. If he really was anything special, I should have heard about him by now. I'm always well informed about the rookies coming into the prosecutor's office, you know.
Then you mean he isn't anything special?
You should already know the answer to that, but yes.
Oh.
Although there is one other possibility.
What's that?
You'd come into the profession from a different channel.
What different channel?
There's more than one ways to become a prosecutor, right? Perhaps he started off as a defense attorney, but decided it wasn't for him.
A defense attorney? I didn't even know you could switch sides like that. Foreshadowing?
Yep.
I was just with Detective Gumshoe. I treated him to some pasta.
Yeah, right, yeah. Good looking after my New York sensibilities, Sedgeworth.
I was quite startled when he wanted to bring seconds home. And wanted to bring a dish for someone called Maggie.
Oh, man. I kept singing the meatball, spaghetti underneath. Ravioli, Great Barrier Reef.
Shut up, Gumshoe.
You owe him that much. After all, it's your fault his salary is so low.
How's it my fault?
And look, if you're gonna buy the guy lunch, at least get him something decent, okay? Gumshoe practically lives on pasta and noodles already.
Well, I did order some extra Parmesan cheese on top. He was crying tears of joy as he dug into it. It was quite moving.
All you have to do is give the poor guy a raise. And not use Parmesan cheese. Get some Pecorino cheese on it next time. The man will be in heaven.
You fucking Pecorino.
Pecorina?
Pecorino, Macarena.
It's crossed my mind once or twice that her testimony might be a bunch of lies.
There certainly are a lot of problems with it.
The thing is, as far as I can tell, she has no reason to deceive us.
Alex, the train driver, says, I wouldn't mind McDonald's.
Of course, hon. Of course.
I believe she did meet the defendant at the inner temple and witnessed the murder, too. The one in the Hazakura temple courtyard, in any case. Apparently Iris was taken in by the sisters here at the temple when she was a child. However, we still don't know much about her past, so we're looking into it.
That reminds me. Edgeworth went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look up some stuff on her. I should ask him what he's found.
Didn't we already do that?
Yeah.
Apparently, he had become something of an apprentice to Elise Donham.
Yes, something like that.
He did this portrait for me earlier.
That's great.
Just leave it at that about Larry, alright?
Looks like someone's still mad at the Butts for his performance in court today.
It'd been more than a year since I last saw Franziska myself. But it seems that she's been dying to see you again.
She really said that?
I believe she wants to eat you for breakfast. Or to put it another way, whip you silly.
I do not consent to either of those two things. I do not consent to either of those two things. She's already whipped me once and called me a bad boy. I'm not going through that again.
Oh, you're such a bad boy, Phoenix.
That's only because you broke Miles Edgeworth's heart, though, Phoenix Wright.
Things I put
Wow.
up with.
Wow, Trite, you go through a lot of trauma, don't you? As well deserved.
Literally and metaphorically.
Oh.
Go on. Let her have her way. It'll make for a great anecdote about my trip.
Forget it, Edgeworth.
And no,
God.
it's not a voyeur thing. Talk about me.
God, I get whipped by her. Godo throws hot coffee in my face. What's next?
If you want to know how to run the perfect trial, there's a lot to study and learn.
Oh, is that what you're studying about right now?
I'm set at the prosecutor's bench for trials in 5 different countries now.
Oh shit.
The first thing you must do is gain complete mastery of the language. It's quite a task.
I never get anywhere then. It's taken me a lifetime to sort of master one language. Alright, time to get away from him.
I'll see you later, Wright.
We'll see each other soon. I'm finally getting to the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try to gather more clues. From Sister Bikini, Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Pearls.
Oh, and Porcupine Head.
You could see Dusky Bridge from here, and it feels like an unusually long bridge to me. I guess the gorge is too wide to cross with a piece of rope or wire. In other words, no one has crossed it in either direction since the night of the murder, which means that scene in the Inner Temple's garden couldn't have been set up by someone. And Homer Simpson tried to go across it with a skateboard but failed miserably.
Go!
Right around here, I realized that I was in trouble. That's an anchor for one of the wires that used to hold up the bridge. I guess it must have snapped during the fire. Look at all the Buddha statues lined up along this path. Looks like one of the cakes someone left as an offering is missing, though. I guess Gumshoe couldn't resist, the poor guy. Alex, the train driver, says, I guess he tried to ollie.
Yeah.
There's something strange about this incinerator. I'm sure there was snow on it the first time I saw it. That and the door's open.
Yeah?
Someone's been burning something, that's for sure. It's a shame there isn't a trace of what it was left inside. On the other side of that little gate is the garden. Edgeworth is probably still in there crying softly to himself.
Well, fuck you too, Wright.
I guess we better hug it out and talk about what he's uncovered so far.
You're such a nitwit, right?
Oh, come on. It's not unmanly for two men to hug. Come on, we need to get out our emotions. We're both going through shit.
You're still a nitwit, right?
I can't read it very well, but I think that sign says Inner Temple on it. Or maybe it says Training Hall. No, maybe it's not that at all. Maybe it says the Bridge of Dawn. I really should get back to work.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry
thank-
you heard that noise.
Maya has got to be inside the sacred cavern. She just has to be. I hate feeling so useless. It's driving me nuts. But I need to look for clues so that I'm ready when we finally get her out of there. Come on, Blue. Do your job.
Oh, you're just trying to avoid trying to see my character.
We're just slowly taking our time. It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. It sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I should go check out the shack just down this path. Maybe I'll find Larry there sulking again.
Iris!
That thing looks like it's ready to collapse, at least more than it did before. According to Bikini, Eagle Mountain is very prone to earthquakes. I had a feeling something bad was going to happen, and sure enough it did. Yep, Edgewood definitely couldn't live up here.
Bring me out.
What?
I wonder if Sister Bikini is back at the main hall yet. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type.
Oh, God.
No. I like
No.
porcupine heads men like you.
What is it with women and always want to rip off my clothes? I got nothing to do with them.
I just like your hair.
That's what it always is. It always goes down to the hair. I don't know what it is. It's like Axe for hair. This is one impressive gate. It's pretty grand for something that belongs to a branch family of the clan. I bet they make an exorbitant amount of money here. I mean, that whole special course thing has got to be good business. Ah, no! I'm starting to think like Maya. You can see the main hall from here.
What happens when you hang out around me sometimes, Nick? I sometimes rip up you sometimes.
Oh no, now she's talking in my head. Somebody help. Maybe it's at times like these that Francie should whip me in the head.
So Nick, I need you to bring me like a cheeseburger once you find me. I am starving.
No, you already got your Italian food. You could see
This is like Maya.
You could see the main hall from here. Sister Bikini should be back by now. We were interrupted earlier by the earthquake. I think I should go pick up our conversation where we left off. It's a quaint little bell tower. I never would have thought that something this horrible was about to happen when Iris rang the lights out bell that night. I wonder what this thing was used for on the night of the murder. There is only one key to this snowmobile, and Iris is the one who had it. So I have to wonder if it was her. But she says she never left Hazakura Temple that night.
Will you stop? Just go.
Looks like Sister Bikini is not here. She must be sorting things out after the quake. Must be hard on her with her bad back. There are a few things I really need to discuss with her. Guess I'll drop by again later and see if she's around. Meanwhile, she's in the hot tub.
Ah, this is nice on my back.
Well, must be the heater. Yes, 2 glasses. That way you can have more than one.
When did Hey Kel decide to pop up in here?
Because of that one scene.
I want to deface that Larry painting.
Oh, Mr. Nick.
Pearls, what are you doing here?
Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright?
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh, I see.
Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Larry. This is the Loser Shack, where losers get together to lose themselves. This is the what? Hey, we find comfort in each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that?
Dolores did a picture of me.
That's, great, Pearls. We're going to gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some hot, rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire. So stay out of our way. I don't believe this. Why can't he try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll only let you down. Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? Heh, I've got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now with Pearl, two losers cooking potatoes together forevermore. What am I gonna do with him?
It just don't sound right.
Alright then, what do you think about this picture, Pearls?
I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all, so I think it's really amazing.
See? Someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flames to look like that, you know?
Be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream. A wonderful fantasy.
No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew. I'm telling you, Iris really flew that night.
But Mr. Maurice...
Not you two. Please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase. I'm beg of you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck. And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture. And it looks like I don't have any choice but to take this sketch at face value. Hey, what's with the look of doubt on your face? Pearls?
X so hard, he's feminist.
Yes, Mr. Nick?
I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Where were you and what exactly were you doing when it all happened?
Hey, I was just, well, I'm just a kid, you know? I'm sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing. Does it, Mr. Nick?
Sorry, Pearls.
Yeah.
But yes, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Donham's room reading a book together. But Miss Donham was murdered and you, Pearls, were at the Inner Temple. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls?
Sorry, Mr. Nick.
I didn't do it.
Oh no, Pearly! No! Oh! Damn!
I've been a bad girl. That's why I'm being punished.
What are you talking about, Pearls?
Martial power. It has disappeared.
What? Her powers have disappeared. This almost sounds like an episode of Heroes. What do you mean your powers disappeared, Pearls?
It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint.
Hey, what are you looking at me for? Pearls, did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura Temple? Tried but failed, perhaps? Whoa, that was a cry. That almost sounded like a cat going, ram! Way to go, Nick. You made her cry. That was really cruel of you. Wah! Just as I thought. I'm gonna have to break her psyche locks to get the truth out of her. Oh, great. Now I gotta leave these two crying. Okay.
Bruh. Fucking hell.
Hey, Pearly, I'll give you some candy if you tell us what's wrong.
Oh, shit.
Well, what's the damage? How is Sacred Cavern?
It looks like it survived, but we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the Sacred Cavern.
But who? But who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those locks are those of the Korean tradition.
We have Iris at the Sacred Cavern trying her best to open them for us right now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini.
Oh yes. We were in the middle of a chat, weren't we?
Yes, you were telling me how the Master of Karain disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Faye suddenly appeared at this temple.
It was about a week ago when Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman that provided she was the master, she said, "Someone is trying to destroy the Korean tradition's main family line. I am here to put a stop to them."
Someone was trying to destroy the main family line.
There is only one heir to the title of master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. The child becomes the new master of the Korean, and her daughters, the main family. I read that.
Whoa, you're breaking
All
up there,
other mediums
Circus.
become branch family members. I don't know why. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
All the other mediums become branch family members with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line.
Is the power of the Master worth this much bloodshed?
Well, apparently so.
You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real.
Yes, I do. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Mask to Mask case, and during Maggie Bird's trial, too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me when I need her the most.
The current technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead. That's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition has always been here behind the on every important leader. Who wouldn't respect a tremendous skill?
I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now.
Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? Well, you're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see, all because of one little mistake.
A mistake? What mistake?
It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident.
That incident? Is she talking about what I think she is?
I'm sure the record still exists if you're still interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the file name on the file.
The DL6 incident. I knew it. The DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago.
Did she disappear?
That's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney. No, I'm right here.
Oh.
That's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case.
A murder that took place 17 years ago.
It was the first time in the country's history that police ever used a spirit medium.
Oh, I think we lost her.
I think so. Until she comes back, I think I'll probably try.
Alright.
I already read it.
Oh,
what the hell?
Yeah, you were
We
you were
couldn't even hear you on the mic.
Yeah, you broke up.
I'm having fucking like connection problems over here. What the hell? The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer.
And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother.
Through Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man resurfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action.
But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he?
That's right, he was. Can someone take over? I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Sure, I will.
And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed.
It was the first case
The world had ever seen in the Korean tradition openly involved in.
It was all over the media, the public,
The judiciary, the people of Korean village.
everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic
Misty's powers were a sham.
and then she just disappeared, vanished.
While everyone else still thought of her as a fraud.
But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all.
Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth,
We're finally making a comeback.
the Korean tradition
Is starting to recover at last.
but with the new master,
Master wielding the power of the clan.
Does she mean Maya?
the spiritual power of the Korean channeling technique is in the blood.
Maya's told me the exact same thing before.
We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us.
According to Maya, only the women in the family can inherit that power.
The May family's bloodline stems directly from the Mystic Army. But with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master.
And the ones who don't become branch families, right?
That's right. That's always the cause of tragedy.
You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia.
Oh yes, I've heard of her.
What? You know about Mia?
Of course. She became a lawyer in hopes of discovering what happened to her mother.
And lost her life as a result.
Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition.
Really?
Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mom and her aunt.
That's right. Misty Faye had an elder sister too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the Master Seed from her.
Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know.
Morgan? There's a name I know well. It was a year ago now at
I am
Maya's
back,
home,
you bitches.
Korean Village. What she did was terrible. It was also she could make her own daughter the next master.
I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, already realize that Iris.
Huh? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this?
That Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter.
Iris is what? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter?
Oops, I thought you already knew. It sounded like you met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already.
I have. I know her very well.
Oh?
Yes, Pearls. Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was an only child.
That child! She's Mystic Morgan's! I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she?
Yes, ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master.
I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2.
Wait, what? 3?
Oh, shit.
Yes, Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. I fucking knew it, Joey!
What? Twin sister?
Oh, you didn't know? It happened 20 years ago. But after the clan's leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that the Korean reputation hit an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master, he left her and the village, taking their twin daughters with him.
How awful.
He was a jeweler, you know. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up to look after us here at the temple. But that was Iris, you see.
It's unbelievable. If Iris has a twin sister, could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris's sister?
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler.
Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearls had 2 older sisters, huh?
Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family.
Anger? What do you mean?
her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband. But even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan.
That's why she had pearls?
It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free of the bars that confined her.
So Iris has a twin sister. The plot thickens. But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get some more info. Would you mind taking a look at this, Sister Bikini?
Don't do it!
No, it wasn't me, I swear. But who did this, and why would anyone want to cover this thing in gravy? More importantly, does this have anything to do with the case?
I think it's Pearl who did it. So, this young lady is the new master.
That's right, Maya Fey.
Oh dear, oh dear. If I'd known who she was, I wouldn't prepared a feast, not a boring old pot roast and some gravy.
Once we get her out, you can give her all the feasts you want.
Of course! You just make sure you get her out, alright? She's the master, you just have to rescue her. This poor little girl.
First I lost Maya, and now Pearls. How much more pain is this case going to cause me? Ugh, not to mention this fever is giving me a killer migraine.
How? How can I ever make up for this?
Make up for what?
For allowing harm to come to such an important person.
Sister Bikini must feel really responsible for what happened. Miss Donham was the master after all.
When I think about it, I do, Keen, feel sorry for Mystic Morgan. It wasn't her fault that her sister was more powerful spirit medium. Mystic Morgan just couldn't compare with her sister. It must have been really tough on her.
Even so, that doesn't excuse all the things she did.
No, of course not. Iris had a twin sister. That's really all I know about her. That and the fact that she was taken away from her mother by her jeweler father. I don't have any idea where she is or what she's doing now.
Archit says, "What's up?"
Hello.
What's up, dude?
I could tell her, but she'd probably have a coronary and a half. I was expecting Larry and Pearls to be here. I guess they must have gone to collect firewood. I suppose I'll have to check back later. Oh no, Larry's gonna cry over that firewood. It's not gonna do anything. It's like Strong Bad trying to light a fire with some wood, and then Homestar's like, "Uh-oh, you didn't get it behind the gazebo, did you?" "Yeah, why?" "Well, it all started when I decided to drink 32 glasses of melonade."
That goddamn melonade.
Ardzit says, to confirm, all of you have already played in past V3, right? No, I'm the only one that has played in past V3. All the other three have not played the game. Mooney has seen the game, but
certain
I've
things
actually
that
watched
will
it.
happen, but just very vague remembering.
so I'm like the one that's like really the one that has actually played it, and is gonna play it again. once we're done with this case.
I'm just here to voice act.
Sounds like someone's happy. What tune is that they're humming?
Oh, God.
No motive, no crime, no motive, no crime. Sing it with me. No motive, no crime. I remember when we used to search in the channeling room in Corraine. Ooh, I love my job. Who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigation is all about. The investigator investigates for the love of investigating. It's a passion. Good cases we have, good cases we've lost all along the way. I would have never guessed that Gumshoe was into reggae. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Hey, pal. Huh? Who, me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh, okay. So what are you up to, detective? Well, I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promised I would find the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon? That Bob's sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I'm giving it my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. It looks like a letter or something. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. A letter? Do you know anything about this scroll, detective? Well, I know it smells great. Yeah, this is just the kind of weather for some steaming mashed potatoes and gravy. Oh, and weenies. Mashed potatoes with gravy and weenies. Potatoes and weenies are the two greatest foods invented by man. A dream combination. Although, I can't afford to try them together yet. It's an unfulfilled dream. I was hoping...
food crime.
Hi, this Gumshoe here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna make weenies and gravy. Let's get started, alright? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I was hoping you'd have more to say about the scroll and less about the gravy. Oh, sorry. Nah, I can't tell you much about that scroll, pal. Why do I bother anymore? She sure was a mysterious person. Her real name, her past, it's all a complete mystery. Not quite, she was Maya's mother. But Gumshoe doesn't know that yet. Just like every other case, huh? Always a mystery. That staff belonged to the victim. Yeah, and apart from the crystal missing from the top, there's nothing wrong with it. Oh, I just remembered something important. This is just between us, okay? Okay, what is it? I've never told anyone this before. It's a secret. I actually wanted to be a wizard when I was a kid.
You already told us.
Hey, is it about wanting to be a fucking wizard?
Is that it? Yeah, that's it. How did the crystal sphere get separated from the staff? And what was it doing near the foot of Dusky Bridge?
You know, Phoenix would make a better detective than Gumshoe.
How dare you? It was like a circus today in court. All thanks to this little sketch. Arjun says, "You're a wizard, Harry." Oh no, that was Alex the train driver, sorry. It's hard to tell who's speaking when I don't see the thing right away. You want my advice? You should ignore it, pal. Look, I know Larry's a bit out there, but he wouldn't just draw something like this as a joke. Then I guess I should start getting hyped for tomorrow's trial, huh? Seeing you trying to explain that thing, I wouldn't miss it for the world, pal. Maybe he's right. Maybe I should just ignore this useless piece of graffiti. This was found close to Dusky Bridge, wasn't it? That's what that artist guy said, yeah. Right after the defendant flew over the burning bridge. According to his testimony, she dropped it when she landed on the other side. But this crystal didn't belong to Iris. There are traces of blood on it too, you know, pal? The real question is, what was it doing near the foot of Dusky Bridge? The girl was trapped over at the inner temple since the night of the murder. Did she say anything to you about Maya? She wouldn't tell me. She's not gonna tell me something if she wouldn't even speak to you, pal. She was real upset. She wouldn't stop crying. That guy's got more mysteries than a choose-your-own-escapade book, pal. Yeah, I know. Trust me. I can't believe he skipped the trial like that without even getting permission. He'd have been fired for sure if he worked for a normal company. Do you know where he is now? Nah, but I bet he's walking around somewhere with a mug of coffee in one hand. I should have figured. It looks like Gumshoe doesn't know about Goto's physical condition. Of course, being extradited from hell is a tedious affair. The meticulous regeneration and adjustment of all your eternal organs is, well, let's just say modern medicine allows us all to live to a ripe old age. Even someone like me. He had a good reason for missing the trial. So why didn't he tell anyone about it? Hey, you want to hear something, pal? Come on, I know you do. Maggie says she's gonna buy me a new coat. Really? That's great. Yeah, I think it's to say thanks for helping her out during that last case. Which means I could finally chuck out this stinky, sweat-soaked rug. She's a sweet old lady. She doesn't look like the lying type to me. But there was a problem with her testimony, wasn't there? Yeah, but I don't think it was her fault. She was just trying to say the right thing and it came out wrong, that's all. I know what it's like. Happens to me all the time. I don't know. I'm not so sure anymore. The clues we found today have turned this case all topsy-turvy. I can't see how Iris could have done it now. What clues are you talking about? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal. But I guess I can let you in on it. The fact that the inner temple garden was the crime scene, and that bloody writing. However you look at it, Maya Fey's the only person who... Hey, quit giving me that evil stare, would you? You look just like Mr. Edgeworth. It wasn't Maya. There is no way it could have been her. I know I shouldn't have said anything. Hey, speaking of Miss Von Karma, what's she up to? She's keeping an eye on Iris at the inner temple. Oh, really? Whew! I can relax at last, now that you've lost her. She has a real thing for hitting you with that whip of hers, huh? Yeah, but I'm kind of getting used to it, which scares me a lot. Oh, so this one time, she forgot a whip at home or something? And tell me you were able to have a violence-free day. Nah, she slapped me instead. I prefer the whip. Getting slapped all day makes you look like such a loser. And being whipped doesn't? Oh, you have no idea, Phoenix.
He's in some BDSM shit, isn't he?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Who think something makes me think Maggie Bird is secretly a BDSM master.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the fan art, I can already see it now.
I haven't seen Mr. Edgeworth for about a year. Talk about a long time. Do you know why he moved overseas? I don't know. Probably to look cool. Huh? There's a lot of weight attached to doing research overseas, you know. Once I've done my stint in Paris, you'll have to call me Monsieur Gonchausha. People really don't get Edgeworth, do they?
Yeah.
I've seen this lady someplace before. Isn't she that jaw-droppingly large strawberry dessert woman? Oh yeah, she's Pearlface's mother, right? That's right.
Idiot Gumshoe.
She was involved in that incident in Crane Village last year, wasn't she? Hey, she was the one who did it. Why doesn't he think his whole thought through before opening his mouth? Yeah, that was one ugly case, huh, pal? Was? I don't know. The more we look at this case, the more I feel like that one never ended. She's locked up safe in solitary confinement at the detention center, though. At least we could rule her out of this case.
Wait, Isn't that like for extreme cases? So what the heck did she do to like mess up that badly?
You
Like,
remember the
she
last case with us was still?
I know, but like they don't put you in there like for no like reason or for too long, right?
I don't know. Maybe Japan just has strict prison rules.
Actually,
Yeah,
I try to
probably.
fucking pick a fight with the gang. But they were trying to steal my food. What can I say?
There we go with the food comment.
Well, at least they don't know what I'm hiding up in my fucking big ass hair.
Whole ass rotisserie chicken.
So how's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal, but I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place in the Inner Temple Garden. And they're taking that bloody writing on the lantern pretty seriously back at HQ. What? You mean... I don't have the details, pal. All I know is if you don't find Maya down in that sacred cavern, we're gonna be faced with one ugly situation. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? You got me, I don't know. They're not my words, pal. Then who said it? Mr. Godo. Godo? What did he mean by that? About that letter you found. Don't remind me, pal. I'm busting a gut here trying to find the murder weapon, and all I find is some burnt-up old letter. Burnt-up old letter? Yeah, it was in that incinerator right outside the Inner Temple. The incinerator? I knew it. I knew I wasn't imagining it. There was snow on the incinerator when I first saw it. But after the incident, the snow had melted away, which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder. What's up with you, pal? I've got it right here if you want to take a look. Can I? Do you mind? Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. It's all spirit mediums and masters and stuff, but I bet it's got no relation to the case. Spirit mediums?
You idiot.
It's gotta be important if it mentions spirit mediums and masters. I'd better give it a good looking over and some serious thought. Make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. Littering's a crime, pal. So what do you know about the real murder weapon so far? Well, it wasn't the Shichishito that was found impaled in the victim's body. Mr. Edgeworth proved that in court today. Yes, that's true. In which case, it must have been another blade. And that's what you're running around like a headless chicken looking for now, huh? Yeah, and man, is it tiring work. But let me tell you something, pal. I'm no chicken. We've got the feather of forensics in our cap these days. I'm surprised you didn't do the Tommy Wiseau thing. Anyway. You know, I saw that movie the other day.
You're just a chicken pizza. Cheep, 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 cheep.
We're using the department's secret weapon on this. Secret weapon? What's this secret weapon of yours? You want to know? You gotta think scientifically, okay? Alright. The murder weapon was a sword. Swords are, scientifically speaking, made of metal, right? Any questions so far? No? I know what he's gonna say, but I'll let him look smart. So what's the perfect tool for the job? Ta-da! A metal detector! Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away. Do it in the chat, too.
Can't.
Well, you want to give some scientific investigation a go? Huh. Me? I've been using this thing for hours now. It gets pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a try? I don't know. Should I help Detective Gumshoe out or not? You know what? Let's just leave him alone. You know what? Let's go with it. Come on, pal. It's good fun, I'm telling you. Alright, then. I guess I'll give it a go. Like I said, this... Alex is raising his hand. Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget. The absolute best. It's so sensitive you can make it cry. It's so high-tech you could skydive off it. Oh, bother. Wait a minute, did I just turn into Winnie the Pooh? Pretty soon, pretty soon Phoenix Wright is going to be eating honey and talking about Christopher Robin, who's really just Mia.
Oh my god.
Will we still be friends even when I'm 100? What would that make me? 99. I promise. God, I still cry. I still cry when I see that scene. So now I'm gonna tell you how to use it. It's possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere, right? Sure, that's what we're trying to find out. Right. So first, let's turn the detector on. That's the sound of the metal detector's signal bouncing off of something metallic. Next, move the detector around and give this courtyard a good look-see, pal. Don't worry, this baby will let you know when you've hit on something metallic. And when that happens, press the A button to give the area a good hard stare. This thing picks up metallic objects that are hidden from sight, too. Take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Doesn't look like there's anything here.
I think I like the one from the Strong Bad game better.
Oh yes, the one with the heavy metal detector. Oh yeah, check out this baby. The tarantula metal detector. Oh. Hey pal, all you gotta do is watch the detector and let it tell you what's where, okay? Alright already, I'm not exactly a whiz at machinery, you know. It's just a pair of skis. Nothing useful for our case here. I'm actually pretty good on skis, you know, pal. I just love to fly down the slopes with my coat fluttering in the wind. Really? I had no idea. How good... Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Holy shit, I was gonna make that joke.
Stupid, sexy gumshoe. Yeah, how good are you then? Well, I'm better on skis than I am on skates, but not as good as when I'm on a snowboard. That's a pretty detailed answer. Oh, but you know what I'm best at? Making mashed potatoes and gravy.
Damn
The
it.
guy's losing it. Must be the altitude. We better get back to the investigation. I love Gumshoe.
This man ain't right.
Pearly would love him if he knows how to make good mashed potatoes and gravy.
Be my new best friend? Friendship ended with Mr. Nick. Mr. Trenchcoat is my new best friend.
He makes me mashed potatoes and gravy.
That Warrior thing's like, you're my friend now. We're having soft tacos later.
That's odd. This sled's made of plastic. It says Bikini #1 on the side. Maybe there's something under it? Hey, what's this? A badge? Aha! I've been hunting high and low for that. It's yours, detective? That thing's priceless to a guy like me, pal. A cop can't be a cop without his badge. I'm sure glad I put that dime in there now. How did you manage to drop your badge here of all places? I know. I bet it happened this morning. I was playing around with the sled and... Stop right there. I don't need to hear anymore. Look, a ladder. That's a step ladder. What's the difference? Looks like a normal ladder to me, pal. Surely everyone knows the difference. I mean, they're pretty ordinary objects. I've met plenty of guys like you, always picking on the smallest details. The vegetable store guy near my place does it all the time. He even corrects me when I ask for a head of lettuce. That's a cabbage, he says. I'm telling you, they're the exact same... I'm telling you, they're the exact same thing. No, they're not! They're completely different! You have to plant both of them firmly in the ground before they can grow, don't you? Listen, you gotta take a step back and look at the bigger picture sometimes. Otherwise, you can miss a really important clue. That's advice from a pro, pal. The last person I need advice from is this guy in front of me.
Help me, Rhonda. Help me.
This looks like a wallet? Aha! That's where it's been. Is it yours, detective? I'm always dropping it, so I put a bell on it. But you still dropped it anyway. Yeah, but now I found it again, pal. Your wallet is completely empty. Well, I drop it all the time, so I don't put money in it anymore. Then how come the metal detector picked it up? Must be because of the bell, I guess.
There's a comment. I can't read it.
Sylph says, cabbage has a stronger, slightly peppery flavor and a denser, crunchier texture. Lettuce, on the other hand, has a milder flavor and a lighter... This is the type of thing that Phoenix would be saying.
Funny, we had it work. There was this soup we had with cabbage, ham, and potato.
This must be an old panhandle or something. How do you know that? Huh? What? That was my nickname in junior high. What, panhandle? I didn't have much money back then, pal. I used to bum stuff off the other kids sometimes, so they call me panhandler. Panhandler, huh? I could see that. Thinking back, it's actually kind of a nice memory now.
Yeah, where your mom used to cook for you.
All fun and games until they start throwing pennies at you.
We'd be like, yeah, at least I got your money.
That joke's on you. I got money.
I like money.
That shishishito next to the golden statue wasn't the real murder weapon, pal. Yeah, I know. I just thought I'd check it again anyway. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Do you know about that sword? It's supposed to represent the multiple branches that life can take, all ending as one. Yes, I heard something about that. You know what I think about sometimes? What kind of life I'd be leading had I not joined the homicide division. You think about that kind of stuff, detective? Of course I do. I think about it a lot. Me as a traffic cop, me as a detention officer, me as the Blue Badger. There's something to be said about the humor value of Gumshoe as the Blue Badger. Alex says, do you have lots of money?
I like money.
What's this? A pen? Hey, I've been looking all over for that, pal. Huh? It's yours? Yeah, my old man gave it to me when I qualified as a detective. He told me it'd be good for sticking in suspects' faces. That makes you detectives sound really nasty. It's my dream to stick it in your face one day, Wright. Then don't go losing it.
What the fuck? Are we trying to find Gumshoe stuff all over the place?
Oh, I guess this.
Yep.
Five hours later. You have no idea where we're going.
Looks like there's something round buried in the ground here. Don't touch that, pal. Huh? What is it? It's a trap. People set them out to catch us detectives. They're real nasty. A trap for detectives? You mean like those fierce traps with sharp teeth that are supposed to snag your leg? Yeah, those. I got my finger caught in one of those once. Your finger? There was this bit of cheese, and it looked so tasty, I reached out, and then BAM! I'm not sure I know how to respond to a story as stupidly pitiful as that.
Dumbass got himself in the mousetrap.
I'm about to fall asleep over here.
Same.
This is Miss Donham's staff, isn't it? Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood. But the detector's reacting to it. Yeah, but however you look at it, the thing's made of wood, alright? I don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic. Isn't the whole point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it? Two-Tone Dearly says Gumshoe thought he was a mouse there. It's weird that this thing is causing a racket. Here, let me take a look at it. Hey, hands off. Examining evidence is a job for the... Crack. Ah, the top is coming off. Look what you've done. You've damaged a really important piece of evidence. Ah! That's a sword inside the staff. Is this, could it be, the murder weapon?
Holy shit!
I never'd have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. They call this kind of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. The workmanship is really something else. Thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. If the real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden, then why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey, Gumshoe, who knows about the hidden sword? No one. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, as they say, there's no team in Gumshoe. It doesn't look like there are any traces of blood on it. Then I guess this isn't the murder weapon, huh? No. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. Yeah, of course. This thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal. It's about the same length as the Shito, too. This must be the murder weapon. Okay, I'm gonna run over to forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it has been wiped off. See you later, pal.
Jesus, why does it make me think of that whole meat on the bone situation?
Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Wait up, detective. Huh? What is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know. You're going to get that staff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a while? Huh? What are you talking about, pal? Please. Just until we find Maya. Maya? What's this got to do with her? I don't know, but I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh, how so? Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cavern right now, and, well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think... Maya's been Please, detective, let's just wait until we can get inside the sacred cavern. You're looking kind of viridian there. Oh, okay, just stop it with that face, pal. One thing, though, this staff's secret trick, let's keep it between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. This is just a regular, run-of-the-mill staff, you got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, pal. Thank you, detective. Don't worry, she'll be fine. Gumshoe? You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal? Sure, thanks. With the best pecorino cheese ever. I can't help but wonder, though, what was Elise Stoneham doing with a staff like this in the first place? I still can't believe it, pal. I never have guessed there was a sword in that thing. Sure, there isn't any blood left on it, but there's a good chance this is the murder weapon, pal. But this is Miss Stoneham staff, right? That would mean she was killed with her own weapon. I guess so. And there's something else that's bothering me, too. Oh, what's that, pal? Miss Stoneham was an author and an illustrator, right? So what was she doing carrying a sword around with her? That's a good question. And there's gotta be a good answer to it, I guess. Good luck finding it, pal. I'm beginning to see why he receives the salary he does. You know, Edgeworth, it's a good thing you keep cutting his salary. I've changed my mind.
Damn.
Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know that Iris had a twin sister?
What? A twin? You can't be serious.
Sister Bikini told me, but the problem is she didn't know the name of this twin.
There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked.
Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently, her sister was raised by her father, a jeweler, I think.
A jeweler? Right, I just might know who this twin sister of hers is.
I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right?
Yes, exactly.
Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please.
It was my first court case 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died.
You're talking about Terry Falls, right?
You know about that case?
I'm back.
You're not the
Oh,
only
okay.
one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago.
Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking.
Her sister?
Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife.
Oh. And this is where she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out?
Does it really matter? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case.
Why are you so sure about that?
It's simple, right? Dahlia Hawthorne is dead.
What?
Well, her her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak.
What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth?
Right. I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know the murder case you were involved in during your college years.
No!
Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty. Thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. Oh, like, hi guys.
Mia Fey! Mia Fey!
At the time, Dahlia, it's like she was possessed by a demon or something.
It's been almost 5 years since the guilty verdict was handed down. And our sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month.
Executed?
I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead, and once someone's dead, There's no way to revive them. Oh.
There's no way to revive the dead? I
Are
wonder.
you sure about that?
It seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Edgeworth.
And what is that?
It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother.
What's their mother got to do with any of this?
She's Morgan Fay, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Crane channeling technique.
Did you say Crane channeling technique?
Do you know something about it?
Oh yes, I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium.
Fraudulent?
I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped. That's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. But do you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. Gino Powers. They were all fraudulent.
Edgeworth.
Go to the police records room. It's all in there. Wait, didn't Von Karma destroy them?
Yes. But he doesn't know that.
Oh. All you have to do is check the DL6 incident case file and you'll know.
Of course. How could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then, you'll see that the Korean channeling technique is real.
I'd sooner ask Coffee Man on a date than accept that.
Challenge accepted.
Damn.
I'll turn you into a real... oh, God, I had a chance to make a Mulan reference and I failed. Fuck.
But you're gonna make a man out of me.
Yes, I will turn... You will no longer be the little baby anymore. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth?
Yes. That's where I was.
Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me too, but I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course.
Hi, Spiky boy.
Her testimony in court today was very clear.
Oh, sorry. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but... Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple.
Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder.
That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early so I wouldn't be late.
What time was that?
Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. So, I would have left around 9:40 p.m., I think.
I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you.
Huh?
Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say doesn't add up with this. You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night.
Ah,
Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have.
Who's that?
Me.
Mr. Wright.
We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten.
no. That's right. I remember.
And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove 2 things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the Inner Temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. On the night of the incident, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time, which means there must have been 2 of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris.
But that's crazy. How can that be? There's only one of me.
That's impossible.
Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise.
You're seriously trying to suggest that there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves that there is more than one of me.
I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps? That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne, a woman I know only too well.
I have no idea you knew of her.
Very impressive, Mr. Wright.
But
She's no longer...
Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it?
I'm just...
Thank you.
There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? This second you, who was here at the temple on the night of the murder, was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne.
But
You just said it yourself a second ago.
my sister's dead. Have you forgotten that?
Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Korean channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me.
I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the Inner Temple, I knew. I knew it was my sister, Dahlia. The other half of me who passed away last month.
Just as I suspected. The Iris that Sister Bikini saw at the Inner Temple on the night of the murder? It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because my sister always does the right thing.
Excuse me?
Because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again.
You betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way.
What is she talking about?
You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? That was the start of it all.
It's what started her down that twisted path.
She started to commit crime after crime,
And in the end, she lost her life.
it's all I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing,
What?
but I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful.
But I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money.
Huh?
It was revenge on our father.
Revenge? What do you mean by revenge?
He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and sent her to hell.
Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The main family had a lot of influence in many business and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired. Because our mother's sister took it all from her, she took over as the master of Kurain.
That would be Misty Fay, Maya's mother.
But before long, the credibility of the Kurain tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hit dive and he had no reason to stay there.
And that's when you came here to Hazakura Temple?
Yes. The woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see.
Oh.
And I haven't seen my mother since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I've heard she's been very battered spiritually and emotionally.
I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together.
I've helped asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it, goes back to the history of the Fae clan.
That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him?
Well,
I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts.
I see. Thank you for your help.
you're welcome.
Hurry up, Phoenix Wright.
There's still much to investigate. Leave these blocks to me. I'll open them for you. I promise.
Thank you. I suppose I better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearls' Psyche Lock.
Dun dun dun.
And hopefully Larry doesn't interfere.
You know Larry's gonna interfere.
Yeah, most likely. We all know it.
Bad for Morgan, like, even though she kind of fucked up in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a tale of greed, people.
Look at that. They really did make a fire right in front of the shack.
Oh, Mr. Nick!
Ha! You're too late, Nick. If you came here for one of our potatoes, we've already polished them all off. I think I've pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. This will be the very last psyche locking.
Thank God.
After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Donham's room reading a book together, correct?
Yes, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go in the end.
You didn't go.
Aww.
No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous.
So Pearls never went to Miss Donham's room because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls? On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? Then the next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Now, I'm going to take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay?
You...
If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth? Oh no, did we? Oh, I thought we had an Elliot.
Okay.
I thought we had an Elliot issue.
What the hell is going on here today? What the hell's going on with our audio?
Floor.
You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was the special course.
I signed up for the special course.
Well, my, quite brave of you, considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel.
Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you?
Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all.
Poor Pearly.
That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the Inner Temple.
Then we're clear now that you went to the Inner Temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the Inner Temple?
It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. There was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock.
Until after 10? How did you know what time it was?
Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out.
She heard the lights out bell? The Hazakura Temple's bell's pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing.
Really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible.
She was trying to hear the bell. Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell?
Oh,
I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper?
Where did you...
In the incinerator at the Inner Temple. Pearls, you were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell.
Mr. Nick, you're amazing.
These instructions that were found in the incinerator, I believe they were written for you, Pearls.
For me? No.
As you can see, a large portion has been burnt, but the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and their purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was...
Uh-oh.
It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris who Sister Bikini met at the Inner Temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was?
Oh, sorry. No. I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions.
I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister.
Half-sister, right?
Yeah.
About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls, who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you'd never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? Pearls, I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you. That's why.
Did you? How did you?
I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. Alright, Pearls, it's time you started telling me the truth.
Mr. Nick.
Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this.
Don't underestimate me just because I'm a child.
Huh?
If you're trying to say I followed these instructions, I'd like to see some proof.
What?
Because I just don't think you have any...
Ugh. She'd say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. I guess I'll have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right. There's no evidence that proves it was you.
I knew it.
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
Huh? How do you know that?
It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that.
A simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you've been given, but you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it?
What? Why would I do something like that?
Do you remember what was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast, among others, right?
How do you know
Poor
that?
girl.
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Stoneham on the night of the murder?
Perhaps we could read some books together.
I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading.
Well then, would you like to practice reading with me?
Miss Elise? So, for example, how do you read this?
It says gravely. That's a kind of a tough word.
Sure, Miss Stoneham taught you how to read gravely and roast, but what she didn't teach you is what they meant.
Gravely sounded like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food.
And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy with that night's pot roast.
Be honest.
Oh, and Two-Tone Dearly says, and Pearl never realized nor had any idea Elise was really her Aunt Misty Fey.
Oh, that's sad.
Ooh.
I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit.
Excuse me.
I really am useless. I couldn't even burn the letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Such a simple thing, and I couldn't even do it right.
Don't worry, Pearl. Now you can have loser potatoes with me for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. Yes,
But Pearl,
but
you're just a baby. Oh, poor baby.
I'm just a baby, Mr. Wright. After dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple. The pot full of the leftover gravy.
The gravy?
Saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was the master of Karain, like it said in the letter.
I see. And then?
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So, I went to the inner temple guest area.
The guest area?
Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Why didn't you just go to the training hall?
Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started, and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for her to get through it. But then
Pearls, did you fall asleep?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it.
Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris too. It happens. Anyway, then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple?
Yes. When I woke up, it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore, and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator, then I heated up the leftover gravy and
let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried?
yeah, Mr. Nick.
damn.
It must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too. Don't equate something so trivial with her experience, Larry.
Can I chuck gravy at him too?
Yes.
If you have any
Yes, you
left over.
can.
I'm sure. Give some to Mr. Edgeworth, too. He's been wanting to throw some gravy at him for a while.
Let's go throw gravy at Larry Butts. Yeah.
Food, only with gravy.
And meanwhile, I will just stand here and I'll just watch, drinking all of my 17 cups of coffee.
Oh, you can throw a cup of coffee at him too.
Gravy at him. At the coffee gremlin.
Pour some coffee down Larry's pants. He would love it. We don't need him to read.
I will never waste any of my Godo blends on a pathetic man like him.
Oh, but we don't need him to reproduce.
Coffee would actually strengthen his, his mating powers.
Oh no!
Did you know that coffee is a stimulant in some instances? It would not be a good idea.
God. Maybe iced coffee too?
Yes, even iced coffee is a stimulant. Just caffeine itself. This has been your Coffee Facts with Mr. Godo. Now back to class.
It was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit?
No. I tried, but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. I tried, and I tried, and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it.
Don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you. Whoosh! Just like that. So she never managed to channel the spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Yes, I don't know what to do.
Isn't there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though.
Could you please tell me what it is anyway?
It could happen if someone else is already channeling the same spirit.
Someone else? What do you mean?
Well, there's only one of each spirit, right?
Yep, it's like dating a girl, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken.
No, Larry.
Then that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne.
I'm a failure.
I just want to hug her.
I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish.
Her final wish?
Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it.
My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary.
Yeah, I know, Pearls.
I visit her every month. And last month she told me.
The whole time I've been waiting for you to come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I had a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's only for the good of the Fae clan, my angels. You'll be doing a great thing. Now listen carefully and I'll tell you where the letter is hidden.
Doug in the background is like, she's a demon. Run, little girl, run.
Looks like I don't get paid enough for this shit.
My mother is always nice to me. I love her very much.
Yeah, moms will do anything for their kids, right?
Ah.
She said it was for the good of the Fae Clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Maya's part of the Fae Clan, so it had to be good for her, too. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick?
My sweet summer child.
I guess so, yeah.
There was a picture with her letter, too.
A picture?
Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually, a picture's enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time...
Pretty weird, huh? Like Larry knows anything about this stuff.
Isn't it really pretty, Mr. Nick? I like how red it is.
I like how her hair is all red, Mr. Nick.
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if someone had already opened it once before.
That sure is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already? Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out.
You're welcome, Mr. Nick.
I love how she looks like a little bunny rabbit when she jumps.
My mother is watching over us.
I mean, with the buns on the top, she's got bunny ears.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Mystic Maya will be alright.
Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? Huh.
Oh, shit!
Finally figured it out, have you, Trite? You finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is. Godo! The entrance to the sacred cavern looks like a frickin' puzzle workshop. I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. But it's all a waste of time. Why do you say that? Because Maya Fey isn't coming back. What? You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that? It was your job to protect her, Trite. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fey. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances. I realize that, but... And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them. But I didn't know anything about what was going on. Huh. What did I just say, Trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow. We'll settle everything in court tomorrow. Once and for all.
Mr. Nick? Is what that man just said true?
It'll be alright, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I knew I can trust you, Mr. Nick.
Oh, that poor
Believe
baby.
in you.
That poor baby.
Wait, is Morgan really dead?
No, Morgan's still alive. She's just in solitary confinement, remember?
Yeah,
I mean, if she was, if she wasn't dead, if she was dead, she wouldn't be talking right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is you, Circus.
Yep.
My dear Pearl. You've done so well, my child. My Pearl.
It's Pearl, that's so creepy.
It's better that you don't know what you've done. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the May family is no more. Now, finally, after all this time, the master seat is yours. My last great wish It seems I was just in time.
Yikes.
Wait, shit.
Now, you want to let me just give a warning. This trial that's coming up is going to be brutal. So,
Okay.
prepare yourself. There's going to be a lot of emotions in this trial coming up. So, be prepared is what I'm going to say.
I'm just a bloody judge, okay?
Oh yeah, the judge is returning because Canadian judge was like, "Fuck you, I'm out of here. I'm done with all you people in America. I'm going back to Canada."
Fuck you. I got tickets to Nickelback.
Yeah, no, the Nickelback concert ended up canceling, so now I'm stuck watching Canadian TV shows because hockey doesn't start until tomorrow morning. Anyway.
I'm just gonna sit here and drink my maple syrup beer.
Oh, God. The day that they make maple beer like Buzz Beer on the Drew Carey Show. Anyway, so next Friday's going to be the start of the trial. Like I said, it's going to be a very long one, so this is going to probably take about 3 weeks to get through this trial. This is a lot of stuff that's going to happen. Everything is going to be... there's going to be so much closure in this case. It's going to be, absolutely brutal, but that's the best way I can describe it. Okay, everybody.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Yes. You're going to need all the prayers imaginable in this one.
Well,
Okay.
we're in the Hunger Games now.
You
All
might
right.
as well say this is the Hunger Games for the Fae clan.
All right, well, we're going to end it tonight, everybody, so thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because this is going to be, you're going to hit that notification bell so you know when these go live, because the trials, like I said, it's going to be a big emotional roller coaster. And then, you leave a comment, or just like the thing, and then comment on the thing, and then you'll be good to go. Next Wednesday is Circus's birthday, so I'm playing Mario 3. And I won't use the magic flutes. Anyway, we'll catch you on Wednesday. Bye, people.